Let's discuss formatting in Microsoft Excel and how we make use of this in our financial modeling. Formatting is very important, and there's this phrase that we usually say that formatting does not change what is in a cell, it only changes what you see, which means what you are seeing might really not be what is inside that cell. So Microsoft Excel is one of the application. In fact, I think it's the only application that gives you that access to the back end to be able to do things the way you want. So let's assume I'm typing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, right? Okay, and I want this to be in comma. So I want 1 and 2, then comma 3, 4, 5, right? To do that, here you can see this guy that we call number. So you can do almost all your formatting under this guy. Now you see currently by default is set to general, and if I click down, you see we have general, number, currency, accounting, just different one. To even make it easy, I can come here and just click on my comma. Immediately I click on comma, it set this to our typical accounting format, right? If I want to remove the zero, I can just click on this guy, this sign here, uh, click on it one to decrease the points, click on it the second time, it will remove it. You can increase it back, so let's put 1. Even if you can go ahead and add a currency, so here I've included my own local currency in here, but let's make use of dollar, so that I put my dollar here. So which means I've formatted this cell, so anything I type inside this cell will always come out in that format. But if you look closely inside this my formula bar, you see that it is the actual 5,000 that is showing. So there's nothing like dollar, there's nothing like comma here, and that is why we said, hey, formatting does not change what is in a cell, right? It only changes what you see. So now let me even type 5 million. Let me type 5 million here, right? And I want to format this because most times it can be difficult to read figures that has lots of comma or zeros like that. So what we want is we want it to show something like $5 5 dot 0 m. So we want it to appear like this. So with this, it is more readable, right? Because you looking at this, you're trying to count the number of zeros. Let's assume we even have other figures. So we want it to show like this. So even if it is billion, it is easy for them to, oh, this is 5 billion, oh, this is 5.5, this is 5.5 million, right? Let me add the dollar, and it's just easy for someone to read that. So which means, as I said, it does not change what is in a cell. It's just to change the way it appears. So we want to format this, and that is what will now take us to what we call formatting in Excel. So how do I format this? So and one thing I want us to know that we have something we call syntax. We have what we call formatting syntax. So formatting, so we call it formatting syntax. And it always starts with in Excel, you can only those are more like the variable that can enter any cell in Excel. Yes, for now, but I think the developments are going on to be able to take some coding and the rest. So here in a cell, you can type, you can have a positive, value, right? You can have a positive value. Let me put that as a plus sign. You can have a negative value as well. Let me put that as a minus sign, right? You can also have something we call zero. You can have something we call zero, right? So you could decide to put it as just a normal zero, right? Let me align it to the left. Then we can have what we call text. You can have what we call text, so ABC. So which means in a cell can take either of these 4 variables, right? And the way the syntax now works is this. So let me show you. So we said, hey, positive, semicolon. Then the next thing will be negative, semicolon. This next one will now be zero, semicolon, and the last one will now be text. So this is the way they've structured it. So by the time we are now looking at that formatting syntax, you kind of understand that, oh, this is how they've arranged it. Positive values, negative value, zero, and text. So whenever I type anything in a cell in Excel, right, that syntax automatically look at it. Hey, is it a positive value? If it's a positive value, how do you want me to show it? Is it a negative value? If it's a negative value, how do you want me to show it? Is it a zero or a text? And how do you want me to display that? And that is the introduction to formatting in Microsoft Excel.